I've given you the permission to record the lecture.
هيك هو بسجل خلاص.
Yes, now yes, you're recording the Zoom meeting, and when it is done, you can download it. You can download it to your laptop, and then you can send it. You can send it to the group.
اوكي خلاص تمام ان شاء الله.
Okay, fine. Do you have any questions before we go? تبارك.
مشكور بحكي دكتور على تعاونك معنا.
Okay, you're very welcome. آية غوانمة.
Yes, Doctor, I have 2 questions.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
بس عن المحاضرة هاي اللي رح ناخدها أسألهم هسا.
Oh, so you prepared the lecture?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, so I think, can you wait until we discuss the idea or the point, and then you can ask?
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you for being mentally prepared, for preparing the lecture. This is good. This is what we really need. You should prepare before class, and then you should ask questions and answer questions, participate during the class, and then you read after class. And if you still have questions, you can ask. Good. So we can carry on then. I'm going to share. Yes, thank you, Zainab. Qais, don't forget to save. So there's going to be a notification at the end of the meeting, and then they are going to ask you to save the recording to your laptop, and then you say save, and then you can share it with your colleagues. And thank you in advance. I'm going to share the screen with you. And last time we talked about morphemes, and we talked about morphemes in general, and today we are going to carry on talking about a very important topic, which is bound and free morphemes. Now, do you have any idea about the difference between bound and free morphemes? Good. Malek?
Yes, doctor. The free morphemes, it's the morpheme that can stand alone with a specific meaning, like eat, date, or book. Bound morphemes cannot stand alone with meaning. Free morpheme
Excellent.
is a word element that can stand alone. It's
Bravo.
also called unbound morpheme or freestanding morpheme. A free morpheme is the opposite of bound morpheme, which is the word element that cannot stand alone as a single word.
Excellent. Amina?
Doctor, like what Malek said, the same answer.
Yes, you're right. I mean, yeah, she gave an excellent answer. Aya?
Few morphemes have only words, but the bound morphemes have affixes and words.
Need to be part of words. Yes, excellent. So as your colleagues mentioned, page 30, the bottom of page 39, if you can see, some morphemes such as boy and desire. Can you see this?
Yes, Doctor.
Boy, desire, gentle.
Yes.
And these constitute words by themselves. So sometimes we call them monomorphemic words. Mono means one. So monomorphemic words are generally free morphemes. So in the exam, if I ask you, the word boy is a free morpheme, correct? True or false?
Yes, Doctor, true.
Yes. So as long as they can stand alone, simply as long as the morpheme can stand alone, then it is a free morpheme, a free. But other morphemes cannot stand alone. They must be attached. They must be attached to other morphemes. They must be attached to other morphemes. In this case, we call them bound morphemes. Okay? Like ish, like nes, ly, pr, and so on. So we can't say ish, we can't say nes, we can't say ly alone. These morphemes must be attached to other morphemes. And they are always parts of words. They are parts of words. And we call them bound morphemes, or sometimes we call them affixes. 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 What do we have under affixes? Affixes we have, under affixes we have prefixes
and suffixes.
Prefixes and suffixes. And also we have infixes, and we have circumfixes. We'll come over them. So after free and bound morphemes, we start with bound morphemes, morphemes that need to be attached to other words, that cannot stand alone, and that are always parts of words. Now we start with the prefixes and suffixes, and this is something you know. So pre means before, so a prefix is a unit that is added
before the word, or before the verb, at the beginning of the word.
Yes, yes. So at the beginning are prefixes, at the end are
suffixes.
So pre is a suffix, un is a suffix, in is a suffix, by is a suffix. In, er, ist, ly, these are suffixes. And remember when we talked about universal grammar, Chomsky claimed that we have universal grammar is the innate part of a language grammar. So as we said, for example, all languages have nouns, all languages have maybe definite articles or articles in general, articles, all languages have verbs, all languages have suffixes maybe, or let's say not suffixes, affixes in general. So many languages have prefixes and suffixes, but do you think that suffixes and prefixes are similar in all languages?
No.
No, they are not.
No, Doctor.
So what is similar is the fact that these languages have prefixes and suffixes. These languages have suffixes and the prefixes. Okay. Thank you, Rania. So, but languages differ in how they use, how they deploy these morphemes. For example, a morpheme that is a prefix in one language may be a suffix in another, and the other way around, vice versa. Maybe in English it is a prefix, in another language it is a suffix, or in English it is a suffix, in another language it is a prefix. And here we have a good example. If we compare English and Ismathus Zapotec, a language spoken in Mexico. So in English we have the plural morpheme. The plural morpheme in English is what?
Is the S.
S or ES, right?
Yes,
and
S or ES.
The plural morpheme is a suffix in English, right?
Yes.
I want you to have a look. I want you to have a look to this data, this set of data from Zapotec. Ziggy means chin, and Kazigi chins. Zyke, shoulder, Kazike, shoulders. Diaga, ear. Kadiaga, ears. What do you get from this?
The K, the prefixes in this language, is the plural morpheme.
So in Isthmus Zapotec,
is a prefix.
Ka is the plural morpheme. So maybe if I give you this data, this data set, and then I ask you what is the plural morpheme in this language?
K.
It is ka, yes. And is it a prefix or a suffix?
Prefix.
It is a prefix. So while the plural morpheme is a suffix in English, it is a prefix in Zapotec. Okay. So this is one
while in
example.
Arabic it is suffixes.
In Arabic, yes.
It is a suffixes. We said معلم,
Yes.
معلمون.
Yes, if we exclude, of course, if we exclude broken plural جمع التكسير. You're right. Okay. Now, not only that. Yes. On, at, whatever. If we exclude the broken plural, then yes, these are suffixes in Arabic. Language may also differ in what meanings they express through affixation. So maybe, so in English, for example, some words can be used as nouns and verbs, like walk and walk, dance and dance. So they have the same form. But in English, we need to add something. So for example, in Turkish, if you want to change the infinitive, the verb, into a noun, then you need to add the suffix ak. Say der, to stop, derak, stopping. Bat, to sink, batak, sinking. So in this data set, ak is a suffix, is a noun forming suffix. And it is a suffix, as you can see. It is added at the end of the word. Another example can be from reciprocal action in English, like we each other, understand each other,
Yes.
love each other. Yes. So this is how we express reciprocal action in English, but in Turkish, we need to add a morpheme. Like anla, anla, anlash. Or sev, sevish. So this is a suffix. And the suffix is pronounced as sh, ish, after a vowel, and ish after a consonant. So anla ends with a vowel, so we add sh. But sev ends with a consonant, so we have to add ish. Sevish. Yes. Maybe just to stop the cluster. Maybe this sequence V and S, maybe, or Esh, this is not possible in Turkish, and to stop or to break this cluster, we add the vowel E. And the same idea in English, if the noun begins with, if the singular noun begins with a consonant, we use a. If it begins with a vowel, we use an.
Yes, to pronounce it
Yes,
clearly.
it is used at the beginning of the word or before the word. Yes. In Pyro, a language is spoken in Pyro.
Arawakan.
Yes.
Arawakan language.
So we have kaka. If you want to add the causality, cause to, like kokoroha to harpoon, kokoroha kaka, cause to harpoon. So the kaka as a suffix here has or expresses the meaning causing to. So salwa, we have a proper name in Arabic. Salwa, to visit. Salwa kaka, cause to visit. And remember when we talked about ak in Turkish? Derak? In Karuk, a Native American language spoken in the Pacific Northwest, adding ak to a noun formed the locative adverbial meaning in. So ekrivam, house, ekrivamak, in a house. So it is accidental that both Turkish and Karuk have a suffix ak. They have the same suffix. Despite the similarity in form, The
But
two
the meaning
meanings
differ.
are, yes, the two meanings are different. In Turkish, ak means what?
Noun.
Derderak. Yes, a noun forming suffix. Derderak. Bat batak. To sink, sinking. Okay? So they have the same form, but they have different meanings. And this is accidental, because these are not related, genetically related language. And the reciprocal suffix ish in Turkish, sevish, is similar to ish in English as boy, boyish, selfish. But ish in Turkish to express the reciprocal action, like each other in English. But ish in English is to change from a noun to what?
From a noun to an adjective.
An adjective, yes.
Yes, we said selfish. It means
yes. Childish, selfish, boyish, and so on. And sometimes we have different forms, but the suffixes in different languages have the same meaning. So in English, we have the suffix y that we add here: hairy, sun, sunny, wind, windy, rain, rainy, to make an adjective. This in Karuk, it is the suffix ara. So when you say apetik, apetikara, branchy. So here we have different forms, but the same meaning. So these are just examples to show that many languages have suffixes and infixes, but these infixes can be sometimes a prefix in one language, a suffix in another language, or vice versa, or sometimes they have the same form but different meanings. Sometimes they have different forms but the same meaning. These are prefixes and suffixes. Infixes now, in means inside. So we said the prefix at the beginning, the suffix at the end. Infix is a morpheme that is inserted within the word or into other morphemes. So this is an example from Pontoc, a language in Philippines. So if we have ficas, strong, formicas, to be strong. So what is here? What is the infix here? No prefixes, no suffixes, but we have an infix here.
U and M?
Yes.
Yeah,
UM, yes, UM, yes. Kilad, komilad. Fusu, famusu. So this UM is an infix. Do we have infixes in English?
Yes, but certain words.
Yes.
Like what?
No.
Men.
No.
Like obscenities in English. In American, funkin. In British, bloody.
No, okay. If we consider men, foot, feet,
it's not.
We can say, okay, but here we say that these are examples of irregular nouns, irregular nouns as far as plural is concerned. In a better example would come from Arabic. What do you think of Arabic?
We add a unit to the word, so it's changed. Like,
do we have infixes in Arabic?
Yes, we have.
Like what?
Like when we say broken plural. We can say فعل نقول قلم على وزن أقلام. جمع تكسير.
I mean, just we need something inside. Something. Yeah, so when we say ذهب يذهب, so this is a prefix. So it is at the beginning. Or the plural is an example of suffixes. But I'm asking about infixes.
اسم الفاعل واسم المفعول.
Good. So don't we say كتب كاتب كتب كاتب كتاب.
محمود اسم مفعول هيك.
Okay.
الواو واو.
So they are not as frequent as prefixes and suffixes, and they are added within the word. They are inserted into other morphemes. Yes, كتب كتاب كاتب.
دكتور.
Yes.
دكتور ما أحيانا بتحول من مذكر لمؤنث بالعربي، مثل لما نقول وبالعبري كمان، مثل عالم مذكر يصير علماء مؤنث.
Good.
هاي إنه
Okay. Okay.
طب دكتور عندي سؤال.
Yes.
هسه suffixes لأنه بيجي بنهاية، يعني مش بنص الكلام أو نص a word، يعني كتب وكاتب. هون بيكون
كاتب. It is inserted within.
اوكي بس يعني شو الانفكس
الآن
No.
الآن بتكون انفكس.
طب كتب ما فيهاش حرف الآ.
كتب كاتب. So when we add a after ka, it becomes a new word. The meaning is different. Take another example.
لعب لاعب مثلا. لعب لاعب.
Yes. كتب. When we say كتب كتب, the verb. So if we change the diacritics حركات, what we have. So حركات in Arabic فتحة ضمة كسرة, they equal what in English? Short vowels.
Yes.
Short vowels. So what's the difference between كتب, the verb, and كتب? We have كتب, but in the verb, the past tense verb, we have كأن فتحة, تاء فتحة, باء فتحة. But in كتب, the plural, we have كأن ضمة, كو, and تو, and كتب. So we changed the vowels within the word, and we get a different meaning. Okay?
Yeah, okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, you're very welcome. Now we come to circumfixes. So we have the prefixes, suffixes, infixes, and circumfixes. A circumfix is sometimes called discontinuous morpheme. Discontinuous morpheme. Discontinuous. What do we mean by discontinuous? It begins at the beginning of the word and also at the end. It is also at the end. So here, this is an example from Chickasaw in Oklahoma. So for the affirmative and the negative, to negate, you need to use ik at the beginning of the word, and so the prefix ik and the suffix o. So chokma, he's good. Ik chokmo, he isn't good. Lakna, it's yellow. Ik lakno, it isn't yellow.
Negative.
Yes, in this case, we have something before and something after. So this is not a prefix only, it is not a suffix only, and it is not an infix because it is not inside or within the word. Rather, we call this circumfix. So in the exam, if I ask you, Ik chokmo is a prefix, a suffix, an infix, a circumfix, the answer is?
circumfix.
Yes, it is a circumfix.
Circumfix.
Yes, it is an example of circumfixes. We have another example from German. In the past participle of regular verbs is formed by tacking on ge
Circumfixes.
to the beginning and te to the end of the root. And this is circumfix, yes. I don't know how to read this in German, but we say leib, love, produces geliebt, loved, or beloved. These are examples of so we have free morphemes. Just to wrap up, to conclude, we have free morphemes. These are morphemes that can stand alone. Mainly they are monomorphemic words. Bound morphemes are never words. They are parts of words. They cannot stand alone. Now we have, as examples, we have prefixes and suffixes and infixes and circumfixes. Now, if you don't have questions, we move to another topic, which is roots and stems. Root and stems. Malek?
دكتور بس إنه ال prefixes وال affixes نفس الشيء.
What?
Prefixes and affixes.
No, affix. The word affixes include all of them. So affixes, what are the affixes?
Can I
About morphemes.
Affixes.
يعني الأفكسز نفسها الباوند.
بالضبط.
Yes, yes.
Doctor, yesterday when I tried to find the meaning of the prefix, I found that it is a group of letters or an affixes that add at the beginning of the word.
Yes, yes. The prefix is an affix. The suffix is an affix. The infix is an affix. The circumfix is an affix. All of them are affixes. So what's the term for them? The cover term or the umbrella term?
affixes?
Affixes. Affixes include prefixes, suffixes, infixes, circumfixes. Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
excuse me, what's the answer of the question? Does English has infixes? Yes or no?
I mean, the English generally they don't have infixes, except it is not an easy question. There is no direct answer. But generally speaking, English is referred to as a language that doesn't have infixes. If we exclude, of course, things like man and men, foot and feet. Okay, so
In man and men, we didn't add anything to the word. We just remove.
we replaced, yes, a becomes e, u becomes e, foot and feet.
Doctor, man, women. We can say wu is a prefix for female.
Man and woman.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, we need something about its etymology to see the development of the, so absolutely we have man and woman, but does this mean that we have wu? We need to make sure, is it original? Is it original to the word or not? If it is original, then we have man and woman. If it is not, then we maybe see. So I don't have don't have a definite answer about this. So we need to see the development of or the etymology of the word. Because as far as I can give you an answer now, but it is not a definite answer. That woo may not be treated as a prefix here, but don't take this as a definite answer. We can look for this in more details. If I get a definite answer, then I'll let you know. Well, yeah, thank you. This is a good question. This is a good question to think about or to think of. Just if we can. I think it has something to do with Latin. Remember that English was affected by Latin. Thank you, Zainab. English is affected, of course, by other language like French, like Latin, like German. But here I can read something that the origin of the word female is the Latin word femina, yes, meaning woman, while the Latin word for man is ver. So while the words male and female were not originally linked etymologically, the spelling of femina was changed in the 14th century. This is what I meant by the development of the word, the etymology or the development of the word. Yeah, some say that the word woman is associated or composed of wom or wo or we with man, but this is a folk. It is not derived, like when we say history, is not derived from his and the story. This is the same thing. So for me, just to give, this is not as I see it, my opinion, that it is not a prefix. So wu cannot be claimed to say that wu means or is the female prefix. And here we have a nice question. Why does woman have man in it and a female has, okay, well, this is just not official.
Female has male in it.
Yes.
Yes. Woman has man, female has male. But the woman doesn't have a female.
Woman,
the man doesn't have a female.
Woman. We say woman. Maybe this is not official. This is just. So woman, for me, I don't think that wu is the prefix that indicates gender here. Okay. Yes.
ممكن لانه خلص باللغه الانجليزيه هيك اجت انه الومن هي المراه والمان هي الرجل، لا زي ما حكينا مره دكتور انه ليش سمت يعني ليش سمى الكات كات؟ ليش سموا مثلا كذا يعني فهي هيك مجرد انه لغه هاي سمت.
Yeah. I mean, just we discussed. Yeah, thank you, Malik. We discussed this, if you still remember, in chapter 1. We see that the relationship between the signifier and the signified, the sound and the meaning is arbitrary. Like, why do we call this book? Why do we call this chair? Why do we call this cat? Why do we call this man and this woman?
And لانه لو نشوفها بلغات ثانيه ما في علاقه بيناتهم، انه مثلا
yeah I mean just we said that
رجل بلغه ثانيه بتختلف تماما بتركيبه الاحرف عن
yes the word yeah
باللغه الانجليزيه اجت هيك.
exactly we said that the relationship between sound and meaning is arbitrary. Why don't we call the door table or the table door? But this is the language. It comes like this. And if you want to know the language, you need to know that this is a door and this is a table and this is a chair. You need to know this relationship between the sound and the meaning, although it is an arbitrary one. Or why is it house in English, bait in Arabic, maison in French? And remember that English is affected by or influenced by Latin, by French, by German. So maybe that's why I said we need to know about its etymology. Etymology is it's the historical development, the development of the word. Okay. Now back to roots and stems. Yes.
بدي أسألك إنه يعني هسا ال prefixes و suffixes و infixes وهدول يعني لازم بس يكونوا letters مثلا ER BI مثل هيك، فبقدرش يكونوا مثلا words maybe in phone or phoneme like they both had the word phone.
Yes.
Can we consider it prefix? These two words or what?
What do you mean phoneme? Where's the prefix in phoneme?
لا يعني
we have phone P-H-O-N. This is a root.
A root.
Oh yeah.
So when we say phone, root, phone, phoneme, morpheme, allophone, yes, these are words. I mean, they all have the same root. Yeah.
لا أنا قصدي إنه ال prefixes وال suffixes إنه هاي الأشياء إنه بس إنه لازم يكونوا letters يعني مثلا ما فيش إنه words بيكونوا متشابهين نفس الإشي يعني بس إنه اختلاف بيكون بيناتهم بسيط بس إنه فيهن أكثر يعني نفس الشبه.
No, we don't call
يعني بس letters.
We don't call them prefixes because here we say that prefixes are bound morphemes, so they are never words. They are parts of words. If it is a word, then it is a free morpheme, not a bound morpheme.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now roots and stems. Yes.
معلش هلا المرة الماضية حكينا إنه allophones is different pronunciation of the same morpheme and it does not change the meaning.
No, the same phoneme.
The same phoneme and it does not change the meaning. We have to know something else about the phoneme or just the definition?
No, just the definition. So phone is the sound. Phoneme is the smallest sound unit that changes the meaning. So when we say cat